I remember coming to you and saying, look, you came from a failed marriage. I came from a failed marriage. You grew up in a broken home. I grew up in a broken home. You had a lot of trauma as a kid. I had a lot of trauma as a kid. We don't really know how to do this right. We don't know what we don't know. Let's figure out how to communicate properly. Let's learn the tools and techniques that neither of us were taught it. Not to mention we weren't taught it, but we didn't have role models to role model that type of behavior. Welcome to the Erase Show. This is going to be a very special episode because we have no guests. We are the guests.
We have no format. We have no guests. We have no agenda, itinerary. Peace is very important. Individually, within ourselves first and foremost, and then with each other, and then within our household, and then with the kids, and then and all of humanity. I sort of see it like that.
Over the first
I hope we're
6
like that
months.
when we're 80,
we
90.
will. There's no hope.
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
we will.
We've already written it in stone.
It's written in stone.
Right?
Yeah.
Manifestation, visualization, that's what
Absolutely.
we do.
That's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's our thing.
That's our thing.
Yeah. One of my flaws is I remember all of our arguments.
And one of my, what would you say, not flaws, one of my, what would you call it?
Superpowers?
Superpowers is that I forget all of our arguments.
That's better your way. You are an overachiever.
I am an overachiever.
In every which way.
And I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
And I said to you,
why
wait?
One of my expressions, why get an A+ when an A is good enough?
Yeah, and I say, why not get an A+ if you can, right?
Yeah.
Let's figure out how to communicate properly. Let's learn the tools and techniques that neither of us were taught it. Not to mention we weren't taught it, but we didn't have role models. This was like you and I were on a conscious level, probably at the bottom.
Yeah.
Very unconscious.
Well, I knew that when we first met that we started talking about the importance of personal development.
Yeah.
And we were at like the top of the first inning of our journey of personal development, but you were really into it, and I was really into it, and that's going to make us sustainable.
Well, I mean, what's fascinating about you is that when you were 18, you started a personal journey.
I did.
You started a course.
I did.
When
I
was
the forum, the landmark forum, is what they call it now.
And when I was 18, I had started Tony Robbins cassette tapes.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yes, while we were new, we were both open because on our own, we were like, no, we want an amazing life and we know that we need to work on ourselves. Yes, while we were new, we were both open because on our own, we were like, no, we want an amazing life and we know that we need to work on ourselves.
Big time.
And that was totally independent.
Sure.
But what's amazing is that when we found each other, we were able to continue the personal journey together versus when we weren't together and we were in different relationships. It takes two to want to be on that journey. And I think that being together was the first time as a partnership we both were excited to do that together. And I think that made a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, to this day we go to these workshops or whatever, and we see one of the spouses and we never see the other one. It's just not sustainable if one person's like working on themselves and the other one is not.
Yes.
It's just
and one person is going up and up and up.
Yeah.
The other person is staying here. They're staying completely unconscious of their actions, while the other one is evolving and evolving. It's not sustainable.
I don't think so.
Like, I tell people all the time, if we didn't do this journey together, it would have been completely unsustainable. Our relationship wouldn't have lasted.
On our first date, when you arrived, pulled up your car at the valet at the hotel where I was staying to meet you for the first time, literally 5 minutes later, we were making out hard.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
No.
No. I mean, it was like
reunion.
a reunion, right?
Yeah.
Even though you and I are beyond soulmates, had we not done the hard work, we might not be together today. And so I tell people is love isn't going to be the only thing that keeps you and your relationship together. You need to work hard on your relationship, but most importantly, we need to work hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great thing that we hired the relationship coach because he was almost like training wheels, right? So he helped us keep it together. He helped us communicate. He helped us really like calm situations. I mean, I remember on our honeymoon, we were on the phone with him.
Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff.
In the airport, on the floor, before we even left New York. Then we arrive at our honeymoon, and we're on the phone with this guy again. So the honeymoon...
We had the worst beginning to our
We had the worst
marriage.
beginning,
Yeah.
but the ending was the best.
Yeah. Never leave the room.
Yeah.
You know, because I was a door slammer. I'm out of here.
You were a runner?
Yeah, I'm a runner.
You were
and you
a
were
runner.
under the covers, you know.
Yeah. I was in the corner girl. Go in the corner and pout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm out.
And you're out.
And that's not
You're the getaway
constructive.
car.
I would rather stay in a room, mad as could be,
Yeah.
you know, but we're together.
Yeah. I think that was your rule.
That was my rule.
That was your rule. I
Yeah.
had a rule, you had a rule.
Yeah. You made that rule very early on in our relationship to never, ever, how would you say it?
Yeah.
Call each other names.
Yeah, so what I said is, listen, we're going to be in heated moments, and we never want to jeopardize the integrity of our relationship. And when you fire off mean and nasty words, you can never take it back. You can say, I'm sorry, but that person will feel it in their soul, and they will remember it to the day they die.
We've never done that.
We've never
Not
done that.
once
You
have we
and
done
I basically shook and hug on it that we
Yeah.
would never
Yeah.
do that to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
If somebody watching this show can listen and go, wait a minute, every single time I argue, I'm blaming my spouse, and just become aware of that, you are literally retraining your brain to stop being a victim and take ownership. And the more you do it, the arguments get less and less and less. You know, it's like in the beginning of our relationship, we argued all the time. Now, we hardly ever argue. And if we do argue, it's over in an hour? It says it's not stretched out for a couple days.
No, right.
And I
Exactly,
think that's key.
Yeah.
It's key because you and I want to grow super old together. You and I, want to, be grandma, grandpa one day. We want to have a lot of grandkids, maybe great grandkids. We just want to we want to go the rest of our life with just love and peace.
Yeah. And I really have to commend you. I mean, it was such an unconventional idea to get a relationship coach that we didn't necessarily need, who was on speed dial.
Yeah.
To this day, we never met him face to face.
Yeah.
But the deal was that if we need him, that he would make himself available within a couple of hours, if possible. And he always was.
But the thing that was most incredible to me is that on day one, when they started talking about the principles of looking within and not blaming others, and if you're angry and if you're enraged and if you're annoyed or you're frustrated, it's all you, it's not the other person. I just remember crying like a baby going, oh my God. I used to say words like I'm not a victim, but I was 100% a victim. I'd be angry with you and I would blame you for my anger.
I know.
You would be overly sensitive and you would blame me for your sensitivities.
I apologize for being hyper-reactionary to you.
Exactly. What you used to say. And I'd be like, ah!
We're only just beginning,
Yeah.
right?
I agree.
I feel freaking energized.
Well, you're the best you've ever looked.
Thank you. I mean, physically, but in every way.
Outside and inside,
Yeah.
right? Like your mind is stronger than ever.
Yeah.
You can
I feel
handle so
smarter.
much more.
I feel, and I use this metaphor that all the work that we did was sort of like we're ships going through the ocean with a bunch of barnacles on the bottom,
Yeah.
and all this healing that we've done and liberation, spiritual liberation, just releases those barnacles, and now the ship can go easier, faster. I literally feel like a smarter human being.
That's right. David really needs to come here. Like, he's an amazing person. He's got a beautiful heart. He is by far the most amazing man I've ever met. He is my soulmate. We've been with each other in many lives, but he's got a lot of junk. Just as much more
I got a lot of
than
junk in
I
my
do.
trunk.
Yeah, it's like, he needs to work on himself as well. I can't teach him this stuff. And then he's like, listen, you shouldn't teach him this stuff. You go home and just be your new self, your upgraded self, your more aware and conscious self, and he will feel it and he will ask you if he can come here. And I was like, really? Is that how this works? He goes, trust me. He goes, one or two things happen. Either that happens or you'll go home and you guys will break up.
Did he say that?
He said that. And I'm like, I don't want to break up with him. He's like, from everything that you're telling me about him, trust me, he's going to want to be here.
You never told me that.
When your mind is calmer, when you are at peace, you can go faster and smoother. And in the beginning, you and I did not understand that. We're like, what is this guy talking about, right?
Yeah.
Until we started having moments of feeling, oh my God, like I just got so much done today and it felt like nothing.
Yeah. I feel now, like most of the time, my brain is in a peaceful state, whereas before my brain was like way more chaotic most of the time.
Well, but he's seen people that the other person does not want to evolve, and their relationships end up splitting up.
Which might be a good thing also for them on their own journey.
Sometimes that needs to happen
Sure.
until they can evolve their souls and maybe find the true match that's willing to vibrate at the same frequency, right? Thanks for having faith.
Well, it's just natural, you know. A lot of people go to these things or whatever, and they come back and they're high
Temporary.
in life,
It's
and they come back, and it's temporary. And the days and weeks went by, and nothing. You didn't regress. No. And after literally about a month, I said to you, you know, maybe this is something that I should look into, and you just started crying like crazy, crying.
I was like waiting for that day.
You were just waiting. I have about 20 to 25 different traumatic events in my childhood.
Yeah.
Some serious hardcore stuff. And at the end of the second level, I went through a mental checklist of each one of them, and I dwelled on them. Am I okay with each of these things? Am I truly okay? Is there an emotional connection, a negative emotional connection with any of these things any longer? And they were gone. Yeah. I mean, it's not that I forgot them, but it didn't have the emotional charge that it used to.
Well, it's a clearing.
I feel now, like most of the time, my brain is in a peaceful state, whereas before my brain was like way more chaotic most of the time.
Well, shameless plug.
What?
To Centner Wellness.
Tell me all about it.
You do enjoy our theta machine at Centner
Theta
Wellness,
chamber, one of my favorites.
which drops you into theta.
Yeah, it's this coffin-like contraption that you get in.
Yes.
Connect music to your special
sounds
music,
to your
and
ears,
electrodes,
to
stuff,
your eyes.
darkness, light show. Close the lid and it starts spinning around.
Slowly, and you don't feel
even
it.
know. You don't even know you're spinning.
Yes. So
You cannot help but drop in.
So
Can you imagine?
No.
Every
You're
class.
the cutest little boy.
Well, we can disagree
You're
on
adorable.
that. Yeah, thank you. I love you too.
I would have fallen in love with you if I was a little girl in your class. I'd be like, oh, hi, Davey.
You're the best.
With your little bow ties. Too cute.
So
I remember you sharing a story with me once where your mom took your head and your sister's head and bashed them together, and I was just like, oh my God, you know, that's definitely trauma. That's trauma.
Yeah.
Like I could feel the pain in your soul just describing that. I mean, no parent should do that.
It's just not. It's not okay.
No, your parents are there to protect you and keep you safe.
You don't take your kids' heads and grab them by the hair and smash them. That happened on more than one occasion, actually.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah. Insane. Yeah, but you know, I'm resolved on it now. I have a tremendous amount of compassion for my parents because their childhoods were super messed up as well, and who knows how many generations this goes back.
That's the other thing we learned is that from the day we're born, we carry trauma that goes back from past lives, and generational trauma literally gets passed down. You know, from your great-great-grandma, you know, all the way down the chain to your parents. And then you get that, and then we have the opportunity to break the cycle.
Yeah. You know,
to break it.
Yeah, but
and not pass it down to our kids.
So it put a fire in my belly, and I just started this relentless pursuit of making money. And hey, it worked out pretty good, you know. But had a heart attack along the way, failed marriage. Well, but I did, you know, I put my shoulder down and ran through walls, and I got what I wanted. But then we had a big exit, you know. And then I was like lost, like what?
Yeah.
I don't, what do I do now? I'm rudderless, and nothing. What's my passion going to be now?
Yeah.
You know, I must sort this out.
Now what we know, that doesn't define success. Money will never make you happy.
Mm-mm.
Money will never heal your soul.
Mm-mm.
You can buy a Lamborghini, a Ferrari. It's fun for a minute, and then after that it's like, huh. But when you work on your soul, and you level up your soul, that's bliss. That's real happiness. And that's something money can't buy. But most importantly, it's attainable for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Everyone.
Yeah. It's free.
It's free.
Yeah. So many resources out there for people to work on themselves.
So many
and
free resources.
That's our passion.
Free resources. They don't need to go and join the program. There's online courses.
Right.
You know, there are so many things that people can do to level up their soul, to go within and to really work on themselves, right? We see it all the time. We see people in relationships and they come to us for advice and they're like, my husband is this, my husband is that, he does this, he does that, and he makes me so angry all the time. And I'm just sitting there like, you know, why don't you stop focusing on your husband and focus on yourself?
Remember that time where I was like really upset? You probably even know what I'm talking about.
Oh, which time? Tell me. Which time? Quite a
I was
few.
really mad at you.
Yeah.
About something.
Uh-huh.
And then you just stopped and you said, "What's really going on?"
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a few of those. But you've also
Yeah.
done it to me.
Yeah.
You've done it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you've had times where I'm angry because this doesn't mean it rids your anger. What it means is you become more aware.
I feel now, like most of the time, my brain is in a peaceful state, whereas before my brain was like way more chaotic most of the time.
Well, shameless plug
What?
to Centner Wellness.
Tell me all about it.
You do enjoy our theta machine at
The
Centner
theta
Wellness,
chamber, one of my favorites.
which drops you into theta.
Yeah, it's this coffin-like contraption that you get in.
Yes.
Connect music to your
Yes,
some
the
special
sounds
music
to your
and
ears,
electrodes and
to
stuff.
your eyes.
Darkness, light show. Close
Yes,
the lid
yes.
and it starts spinning around.
Slowly, and you don't feel
even
it.
know. You don't even know you're spinning.
Yes. So
You cannot help but drop in.
I'll give you a little kiss.
Okay.
It's been a while. So anyways, back to the journey. I feel like all of these things that have been thrown at us in life, you know, you mentioned like at that time it was your turn to help me because the first 5 years, I was the one to jump in to help you. I helped you clean up the company we sold 7 days a week. I was
Appreciate
in
it.
that.
Thank you.
had some other personal
Yeah.
things going on. I helped jump in. So that's part of life, you know? When one person's down, the other person is up to help pull the other person up. And that's just the way life is.
That's how it's going to be.
That's how it's going to be.
Yeah. If we're going to live a super long time, what is our role in life for each other? And I think that for me, my role in life is to just hold space for others, just to be fully present with them as they go through whatever it is in their journey in life. That's what my mission in life is for other people. You know.
Well, first of all, you're amazing at it.
I think. I mean, everybody can be.
And our 10-year-old acknowledges that all the time, and Oliver, your son, acknowledges that all the time. You know, we'll be joking in the family setting, and they're both. That's the one thing that their eyes light up when they say, like, you listen to everything, and you stop and you're present. You hold space very well for people. I see you do it with your friends. I think it's just a beautiful thing. I love that about you. You hold space for me.
Yeah.
I mean, and I love that our kids, they recognize that.
That's more important than money. It's more important than things. Is to be present to another human being is like it's just the biggest gift that you can give somebody. You know.
You know, yesterday there was a lot going on, and I was like running around, and somebody was talking to me, and I was like, and then all of a sudden I went, wait a minute, I am not being present to this person. So I like stopped. I put down my phone. I said, okay, I'm sorry. Can you repeat what you were just saying? I was not present. I was not even here in the room. My mind was completely somewhere else. But I think about you, like you inspire me to be more of that. It's not as easy for me as it is for you. You definitely weren't
Well,
that
I think
way
the
when we first met.
moral of the story is we inspire each other and we make each other better in every which way. Yeah. And so that's why I love our journey together. And even if you don't look exactly the way that you look today, when you're 125 or 450, I know that I'm in this for the long haul.
Aw.
It doesn't. I'm in love with your
am I.
soul.
Listen, if I have to change your diapers, I'll do it. I will do it.
I know you.
I will do it. Because I love you.
You wipe me good.
I'll wipe you so good. Because you're my baby.
I know. Thank you, honey.
I'm your baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.